Hello and welcome back. This episode's going to be a little bit different to the norm. Here's why.
On the 8th of September 2023 at 11 minutes past 11 at night, the lives of many people in Morocco changed forever. An earthquake with a magnitude of 6.9 hit a small region about 73 miles southwest of Marrakesh, mostly in villages already unconnected to the rest of Morocco, where the results of this earthquake were felt very keenly and are still being felt today. We've been in touch with a couple of people out here who are helping with the efforts of rebuilding these villages and areas, and today, under the command of one of those people, hi Selena, we're heading to the area of Asni, where we'll await further instruction on where we can be directed today to give a couple of days to help with the aid effort and rebuilding the communities in this area. As you can see in this village, despite almost 6 months passing, many people are still living under the cover of plastic and shelters with no sanitation and no homes to go to every night.
Well, we've just met our guide or our contact at the local petrol station as instructed, a man named Hamid. He's going to take us to a village called Tintin. Is that right? Tintin?
Yeah, something like
Tintin.
that.
So now we're just following him in his car and we'll see what they want us to do when we get there.
So we've just turned off the main road and yeah, we're just on a dirt track, so I think we're almost at the village where we're going to. Just looking at this hairpin bend ahead now in our 7.5 metre van. Yeah, I don't think we're making this one in one. Oh well.
Yeah, I don't think they have many 7.5 metre vans up here. That last hairpin was just so steep that when I finally came to a stop going round it, because there was no way I was doing it in one, the van started sliding backwards down the dirt track. I had a bit of a panic moment and sent Kath out to put a big rock behind the wheel, so I didn't slide back anymore. But let's hope that was the worst of it.
I'm very much hoping there's somewhere we can turn round up here as well, because yeah, reversing back down is going to be impossible.
Even driving down is going to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, this is quite a challenge today.
When we finally made it up the hill, we abandoned the van and followed Hamid through the village, still unsure as to where we were going or what we were expected to do. We're not 100% sure, but this might be the water storage tank that we were told about that they're trying to build. So it's a long way up. Wish we brought water with us now. Going to have to walk back down to the van.
Whew.
Language barrier aside, we soon had shovels in our hands. There was a moment where we both thought they were having us on as we filled the wheelbarrow, only for him to tip it straight out again. We soon realised that this is how they measured their materials out. Well, while Kath's been working hard, I've been down to make sure the dog had some water and to bring some drinks up for us. Oh, I don't know who's more out of breath, me climbing the hill back up or Kath on the shovel. Time for tea now anyway.
So what's going on here is that this building is going to be a reservoir for water. It'll be built and then the insides will be tiled with white tiles, and then it will pump water up from the stream, the water source at the bottom of the village, all the way up using solar, and it'll pump water to here, which is then in the right position to spread water to the whole of the village. And the reason this is an earthquake problem is because just over here you can see a dead tree line. Well, there used to be a water source up here, but the earthquake has caused a crack in the land, and that crack means the water has just disappeared. It will probably turn up somewhere else. He was saying, inshallah, we lose our water, somebody else gets theirs, and that's the way it is. It's amazing to see these abject struggles in just this beautiful place. You see the snow mountains in the background here. It's absolutely gorgeous. The entire village beneath us. How high up did you say we were, love?
1,550 metres.
Whew, quite a way. No wonder it was hard. See, to them it's just a walk up to the top of the village. To us it's Snowdon.
That's why I'm so out of breath.
You know, you get a taste for simple food out here.
Yeah, let's chat with them on the way down. There's a load of grain laid out in one of the houses now at the front. I said, what is it? Barley. This is, the government provide sacks of barley for animals, but people eat it.
Yeah.
And he says they keep a simple diet here. He says they've got milk from a few cows, they've got water, and they've got barley. He says they can grow sort of the root vegetables, which obviously store for a lot longer, the big turnips and stuff like that. He says, but that's it. He says they eat simple, and the old people live till they're 100 because they're not eating Western processed crap.
I can believe it as well. Yeah, that looks really nice. And yeah, argan oil and sugar, I think, is on that.
Nice. Yeah, he showed me a couple of the houses that are, well, just tents. And I said, it's a long time since the earthquake. He says, yes. He says, next month the government will start helping to rebuild houses. Well, that's 6 months after the earthquakes happened. These people have been living in nothing but sheet plastic for 6 months. I mean, we know how cold it gets at this altitude. It's so cold at night. You know, we're sitting in the van with a diesel heater on, and these people are just under plastic. And the government have done nothing for 6 months. And this isn't even the worst hit village. You know, there are worse hit villages than this that are still waiting. Unbelievable, really.
You're talking to the children down there, were you? Yeah. They come to see the dog.
Well, they all gathered round when I got into the van, because of course we've got things out of the van now, haven't we?
Yeah.
And they sort of, when I went in, I shut the door so the dog couldn't get out. And I could see him walking around the front trying to look through. I was like, put her on a lead and took her out, and she got mobbed by 20.
Was she good though?
Yeah, she was perfect. 20 kids like, mobbed on top. She sat there. You could see she was a little bit licking her lips, but every hand from every direction, rubbing her head, and never. When I thought she was getting a bit overwhelmed, so I stood up and pulled her away, and then she jumped up at me a few times, that she does, and she gave me kisses, and their kids were loving that. So I got her to sit down, and she just rolled over on her back, legs in the air, and the kids come and rubbing her belly, and she was just lying there like that, rub my belly, rub my belly.
And they get this really nice experience with the dog as well.
They were loving it.
They take
all giggling and laughing and pointing. Yeah, lovely. Different world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good food though.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, the bread's amazing. So what did they say they needed to finish off what they needed to do in the village? I
think he needs another 40,000.
So they've raised 60.
They've raised 60,000, which is £6,000, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they need another 40,000, so another £4,000.
Cool. Well guys, if we can come here and we can spend the whole day with people that we can't even understand the language, and I can mix concrete because I haven't exactly got big muscles, then I'm damn sure you can just reach in and give a fiver. It makes such a difference. No amount is too small, honestly. We'll be adding links into the caption, so you can really make a difference here. This place has been forgotten with all the current news stories and all the other pressing issues, wars and other problems around the world.
These aren't victims of other people.
No.
These are victims of Mother Nature.
Yeah.
They live a simple life, a simple existence.
And they're really not asking for much, just somewhere to store clean water to make their villages run.
With lunch done, it was straight back to work. Oh, and this is how the cement gets up here. I was going to volunteer, but I struggled bringing up 2 bottles of pop, but I don't know how they do it.
Here he comes with this cement, 50-kilogram bags, these cement bags are, and these lads just running up and down the hill with them. Yeah, that one's beyond me, I'm afraid. Whoa. Well done.
You see?
So the final wall of the reservoir has been built while we've been here, so it's been great to be part of that. They're just mixing up cement now, just for the floor, and then Stu is just running up and down the hill, being shown a thing or two by these very slightly built lads here, and bringing rubble up the hill, which they're coating the bottom with. Very dusty work, a lot of line dust too, not a single face mask or bit of protective clothing in sight. Most of the workers are just wearing trainers. I've put my solid walking boots up here. There are a lot of nails and things about, which are a bit more secure, but yeah, not a steel toe cap in sight. Back-breaking work, the kind of things we do with machinery in the UK, all done here by hand. So just scooping up all this leftover gravel, nothing goes to waste, so the stones are cut to size for the reservoir walls, and then the small bits of stones that have been cut away are all to be scooped up to level out the bottom before it's filled with this concrete here. So I think he said it will be 4 inches of concrete on the bottom. Again, not a cement mixer in sight. Everything carried up by hand. Stu carried up 50 kilograms of cement earlier. I'm not sure we'll be doing that again. I think we're all going to feel it tomorrow, to be honest, but it's just one day for us really. For these men who live here in the village, of course, this is every day until they get things working again, because the whole village is dependent on them for water source. Yeah, I can't say it highly enough, honestly. No amount is too small. Like, they still need, I think it's $4,000, 40,000 dirham to finish the project here and to get the village back to where it was. I am doing things, all honestly, I just can't film when I'm doing them. I've just been running up and down the hill to bring some water up to mix the cement, and now they've got a little production line over here. There's some guy scooping up the cement into the bucket. Stu's lifting the buckets up to save him hopping up and down, and then it's being levelled out at the bottom. So that is every scrap of cement off the floor and some used to create the bottom of the reservoir, but it is done. So it's really good to have been here to see the job through to at least the end of this part of it. So let's have a look. Here we go. Now the whole bottom is covered in concrete, which will dry now before the whole thing is tiled to carry water. How you feeling, love?
I'm knackered, to be honest. They put me to shame. These lads, they're tiny and they're just throwing this stuff around like it's nothing. I mean, that concrete is 50 kilos. 50 kilos in a bag. And they just throw it on their necks and just walk up with it. I mean, I carried one up, but I was blowing out my arse by the time I got here. And they just throw it on their necks and just walk up. I mean, the guy that did it's smaller than Kath. And yeah, there's some strong boys here, strong boys.
It's been such an emotional day being here today. I hope people can find it in their hearts just to donate a little bit, because it really makes a huge difference. Hope you think you pay £2.80 for a Starbucks. Well, go without today, because that £2.80 would make such a difference to this community and others around it in Morocco who've been affected by this awful earthquake. So that's us finished for the day. We're just making our way down through the village now. So little chicks and donkeys and all the children giving us a round of applause, so that didn't make me cry at all. And yeah, it's so steep, this village is. It's literally like walking up a mountain in the UK, but for them it's just walking home.
Next time you're popping out to Starbucks or Costa Coffee for your £2.80 coffee, have a think about this. These people aren't asking for anything. They're not out begging. They're just getting on with life. Unfortunately, the government has taken 6 months. Well, it's been 5 months, but I've been told in a month's time they'll start to help with rebuilding the houses. For 5 months they've been living under these polythene tunnels. I mean, it's a greenhouse. Anywhere else in the world, that's a greenhouse. And in this sunshine, it can't be pleasant. So I say, next time you think about spending a couple of quid on a coffee, please donate. We'll put links in the description. It's a long way down, you get it wrong. Full lock and I'm skidding already. Like that.
Do you need me to get out at all? Can I do anything?
At the moment. That should do it.
Selena's just picked up my message as well. I just sent her a message letting her know how today went. Christ alive, I'm terrified.
Not as terrified as me.
Well, it's not even clipped in.
Oh, that's probably not a bad thing.
One of us will be thrown clear, eh?
Yeah.
Christ.
Ooh, we made it.
Me, that was terrifying.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
It's been a really rewarding day today, but you know, we really haven't made a huge amount of difference, I feel. I mean, we've spent the whole day up there and obviously we've made a difference to that village, although I'm sure they would have got on and built their reservoir without us. Hopefully it'll be a shorter job now, but the sight of these people living under plastic, just sheets of plastic like we use in the UK to cover up concrete and rubble to stop it getting damaged, and sand and things, that is it. That and just some cane bamboo and some frames. So, and these people have been living like this for months and months and months.
This very kind gentleman's showing us inside his house. Again, this is how he's lived for the last 5 months.
I sleep in here.
How many people?
6 people. This is broken. My children is broken.
Okay.
This is 6 people.
6 people live in here.
6 people live in here.
Wow.
He's sleeping. I sleep in here. When we have rain, there's problem for no.
Yes.
When you have rain, you have problem. When you have snow, it's problem.
Very big problem. Yes.
Big problem.
I have problem.
Ah, okay.
You have no hand.
No. Simple roof of cane and plastic bags. Unreal. Yes. Broken?
Broken. That's why make it whiskey berber.
Berber whiskey, yes. Some tea. After being shown around their tent, we were taken 300 metres up the road to see what was left of their house. This is it? This is the house?
Look.
Wow.
We are look crazy.
And this is the house of the kind people that just let us have a look around their tent and made us some tea. Have to be careful where we're walking. There's lots of broken glass.
I'm so sorry for what happened to you.
Oh wow. Yeah, not sure I was ready for this. Wow. You can still see fragments of cloth in there, which is obviously clothing and curtains, and the net curtains still hanging out the windows. Unbelievable. And yet still kids wander around. To them this is just life. That was the kitchen. Excuse the bumpy footage, I've got hold of the dog. I can't even begin to imagine what it was like that night in September when all of this just came tumbling down around them. So many lives lost, so many lives upturned, and yet they just carry on. The resilience is humbling. Our friend here lost his mother in the earthquake, himself broke his wrist and his hip. Yeah. I think you get the idea. Give what you can. This is inside. Oh my God.
Look. We're saying the kitchen and then the lingerie.
Sorry, you can just picture for me.
Just, yeah,
From
okay.
here. Okay, I can't go in any further because it's dangerous. It may well fall down.
A massive hole in the wall and the
I know,
floors
see
are
it.
collapsing at the back. So we've been planning our Morocco trip for over a year, which meant that when the earthquake happened back in September, we were already well into the planning stage of our trip here and making preparations to come. In fact, I was talking incessantly about it and very, very excited. And although quite a bit of time has passed since the earthquake, it's about 5 months now, it almost feels like the things that we're doing here are a little after the event, that all the panic has happened and most of the appeals have started to wind down and things. But this is the problem with stuff like this, is that newspapers only exist to sell newspapers, not to sell the news. And once the public interest has gone on things, then that means that the newspapers move on to the next thing, and there are a lot of next things at the moment. The whole world seems to be in turmoil. There's so much for the news to report on. So I'd like to think that we're not after the event, but we're actually raising interest in the fact that there really is still a massive humanitarian problem out here. People living in tents without proper sanitation, people rebuilding their own communities. It's clear at places like that you can see the Red Cross are working really, really hard, and the Moroccan government and the army are out, and they are doing things, but everything just happens so slowly in a place like this. So while this video may seem a little after the event and maybe, oh, that happened ages ago, it's still very much every single day for the people who live here.